Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Rap Cave. A little side quest here. I am my dog, Chris Platte, a.k.a. Platte Pods, with my other dog, you know the deal, Birrrdie. A little side quest. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Shout out Big AP. He's in the background, so he might end up randomly chiming in this video, but we'll see. This was a conversation that, shout out my guy, Frosted Takes. Shout out Frosted Takes, first of all. I seen him say that he thinks he's ready to have that Hove and Kendrick conversation. And now where I'm at with it, and I know you're at with it, are two different places. So I just want to have the conversation because Kendrick and Hove have been my 1 and 2 now for quite a few years. Mr. Morale to me put Kendrick number 2. And that's not to say because Mr. Morale was so spectacular. It was just that number 3 for me was Biggie, who was currently number 2, or who was number 2 at that time. And it was just at that time, if Kendrick just kept putting out another quality body of work, then he was going to pass him off of just so much longevity when it came to that. So my 1 and 2 have been forever. And I have always been somebody that said on this platform, even as recently as the last couple of weeks, that I don't see a world in which Hove is not ever number 1. Jay-Z, Sean Carter to me is always going to be number 1. But I did some perusing, and I really started to consider it. And you know what I started to consider is, to me, it was Hove had the hits. Hove has the undeniable hits that he has. Obviously, he has the rapping ability over Kendrick. But Kendrick, to me, had the upper hand in the album catalog, and so that's a big deal to me. So I never saw Kendrick kind of passing him with the hits. But then, when you really break it down, when you really get to it, depending on how you look at the charts, you can say now that Kendrick, with the major success that GNX has more hits than Hove. And so I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna just give you the raw numbers, and then you tell me what's more impressive to you, Birrrdie. What kind of contextualizes things? So Kendrick has 90 flat songs total, and he has 41 of those 90 songs that have been on the Billboard Hot 100. This is all Billboard Hot 100. Have been for 2 weeks or less reigning on the charts. And then he's had 5 songs go 3 weeks at least. And then he has 44 songs that have charted 1 month or longer. He's had 6 number 1s and 23 top 10s. So then you look at Hove's numbers. And so Hove has 105 songs that have spanned on the Billboard charts during his career in total. 24 of those only made it to the charts for 2 weeks or less. 5 songs of those made it 3 weeks. And 76 songs charted for a month or longer. He has 4 number 1s and 22 top 10s. So the way the math breaks down, because I just read a lot of numbers, Kendrick has 2 more number 1s and 1 more top 10 hit than Jay. But Jay has what I believe is a good baseline for how big of a hit is it, especially in the streaming era where you could see these albums blow up and every single album's on the chart, or every single song off the album's on the charts. To me, I look at the charts as if it stays for a month, that's some real staying power. So Hove has 76 of those, while Kendrick only has, let me double check that number once again to make sure it's factually correct, 44. So I read those numbers to you, Birrrdie. Those are the raw data, unbiased, uncut, no matter. That's just the fact of the matter, the black and white of the situation. What do you take away from those numbers when it comes to the hits conversation?
I think there's a good amount of factors in there that plays a part. Like when we talk about some of these hits or whatever that Hove have, we talking about hits that's being produced only like 17, 18 years after rap was even created to begin with. So you have all these other genres that already been doing whatever, making high numbers, being on the charts, this, that, and the third. And then also we got to play into a factor a lot of niggas be bootlegging shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was one of them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Used to go to Walmart, buy a big ass stack of blank CDs, throw it in the laptop, line wire it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I line wired, man.
Man,
Lil Wayne, dog. You know how many fake Lil Wayne songs I got?
Everything. You know
how many fake Lil Wayne songs I got in my hard drive tucked away? Some fucking remixes where they just took some bullshit ass verse and they threw it on a verse that I didn't know, and they threw it on a beat that I didn't know.
Yeah. I used to get caught with that too, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just feel like just a factor in time and place. But his numbers for him being who he is and when he started rapping, I just think it's incomparable, especially when you look at his peers around him. Like, they're not matching that whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'd like to see Eminem. I'd like to see Eminem, though.
Oh, yeah. Eminem. I forgot about Eminem.
Yeah.
He's white. You know what I'm saying?
That's not why I brought it up.
I know, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is,
records,
it's just whenever we do look at them numbers. Just
for whatever reason, Eminem has done very well on the charts. For an unidentifiable reason.
The most polarized, probably the first most polarizing, because, Beastie Boys was, good rappers, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Vanilla Ice had his one hit or whatever, but I think Eminem really came and he broke ceilings. So
lightning in a bottle,
can't even hate on that.
So, because we have this kind of discussion, I think it kind of parallels back to where I'm at with lists and rankings. Like, to me, I hold like album catalogs very high, and I'm not gonna get into the Kendrick versus Jay catalog because I know we have different opinions there. But you know how I talk about like the importance of like making each song count versus having an album that's bloated that has a lot of good songs on it. I kind of look at the charts that way. And so you can kind of apply that to this conversation, because you can now say that, like, regardless of era, because I think that's a good point to factor in, but you can say, factually speaking, Kendrick has more top 10s. He has more number ones. So he, in a sense, would have, if you're just charting them based off of strictly what they've done, he's had higher highs, I guess, charting wise than Jay-Z, which I never thought, as a Kendrick guy, I never thought Kendrick was ever going to be even close in these arenas, conversation wise, when it came to commercial success. So it throws me off. But the reason I go back to Hove, when I still give him the edge in hits, is because you look at that 44 versus 76. Like, to me, I think you see a lot of Kendrick songs. Like, hell, you see Mother I Sober on there for a week or 2 weeks. You see Blood, which is literally just basically a skit, charted for, I think, a week or two. I think just 1 week. And so you have these songs that are just, well, I think they're good songs. Like, were those really Hot 100 songs, or was it because of the streaming era that we're in and just a factor of the hype around Kendrick Lamar at those times? So I look at that 44 versus 76, and that's already heavily in favor of Hove in terms of songs that have charted long. But then you factor in the stuff like that, I just feel like Hove has had more. I don't want to say this word because then it sounds like I'm being disrespectful, but real hits, legit hits, versus Kendrick, where I feel like a lot of his chart success has come. Well, he has had certified hits, and ones that you can put against any rapper. I think low key people are sleeping on Kendrick in the verses and what he could do, but I'm saying when it comes to that, I feel like a lot of Kendrick's charting songs have been because of the aura that comes with Kendrick, versus Hove has had like a record in every single album he has, like 3, 4, 5 hits, but they're hits that stick. They stuck on the charts. That, you know what I mean? They went through that era payola and all that. Like, they survived. They're real, what I would say, like certified hits, versus like if I'm just pulling a song. The Recipe. I love that song. That song charted a few weeks. I think that's a damn good song. But, like, how real of a hit was that? Was that just a very good song to me, which it is? Or was it like an actual strong hit on its own legs. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I think like one thing like you gotta give credit to Kendrick for is that like he's such a like amazing scripted lyricist, and like he built like such a big following early in his career for whatever the case may be. But like him being so scripted and him not dropping as much, like he has like a fan base that's just like always like listening to his music to see if there's something there that they might have not caught, or maybe finding some new information, or breaking down
holding
the
on to
bars.
it because they know it's going to be a while for the next one.
That too, you know
like
what I'm
Cardi.
saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
different.
he's got that type of aura.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to give kudos to somebody like that, because that's not easy to do at all whatsoever.
So yeah, I think again we've had these conversations before on here about who's a better artist, and in this case it is Hov versus Kendrick. And so the reason I still say Hov is because to me I give the discography to Kendrick, but I think it's very, very close there. I think rapping abilities, like bar for bar, I think Hov is a better punchline rapper versus Kendrick. What he does so well is he creates these stories, these concepts in his albums. He's, to me, if Kanye keeps dropping bad albums, the greatest hip hop album artist of all time. So like he has that in his bag, but to me, he relies on that heavily. And I don't see Kendrick at the point where he can be mentioned in the hit conversation. Like I see the hit conversation happen. I guess it's fair to mention him. I just wouldn't give that edge to him over Hov. I think he would need Hov to stay silent, and I think Kendrick would need another GNX to really enter that hit conversation with Hov. Because if you come out with another album like this, that's 12, 14 songs, they're all crazy stupid, it's the album of the year, everybody's rocking with it, then I think you enter that conversation. Now, I don't think Kendrick has another one of those coming anytime soon, especially if you look at the history of Kendrick. But I think that that's what he would need in order to enter this conversation with Hov for real for me. Because, like I said, I think if you want to just take the top 15, top 20, I'd score it closer than you for sure. But I think
Damn show.
But I think Kendrick can hang. I think Kendrick can really hang. I think he's got a lot of records that really, really move that people forget about. He's gonna be, when he submits his RIA certifications, he's gonna be like number I think 3 or 4 all time in diamond singles. So he's got a lot coming. So I think people are sleeping on that part. But again, Hov has just got 75, 76 of them that are like crazy.
I just think like when it comes to the highs, like I don't think it's reaching. Like other than this last year that Kendrick had, I don't think none of his highs is reaching like Hov's highs, and especially like
I'd put Damn there too. Damn was really good.
Damn was really good. Yeah. I'm not knocking the West Side. That's actually probably my favorite Kendrick album besides the obvious Good Kid, Mad City. But like, bro, like even like with the quote, like niggas was quoting Jay-Z, and he probably wasn't even 10 years into the game. Like he was that monumental. Yeah. That quick, you know what I'm saying? Like you got T.I. doing a sample on them and shit and making it a hit, and you got motherfucking, there's so many niggas. You got fucking Lil Wayne tatting the whole verse on his stomach. Like it's just, I don't know. I just feel like when you an artist like Kendrick, like you get praised in certain areas, like for your lyricism, you know what I'm saying, your versatility, your artistry, but it's hard to like necessarily remember and pinpoint. Like I can pinpoint your best work, your best album, but when it be like a memorable verse or shit like that, it's like it kind of get hazy, because like, you know what I'm saying, he do a lot of wordplay, a lot of speaking, a lot of lyricism, a lot of shit you gotta break down. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of shit you gotta pay attention to when you listen to Kendrick, as opposed to Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z is the greatest at being a simple, most effective rapper ever. That's how I look at Jay-Z. The simple, most effective rapper ever. Facts. You know what I'm saying? He give you that one line, that shit mean 5 other shits. You know what I'm saying? But the line is just so clear, so straightforward, yet you can tie it into like many things. He does this all the time. You know
or
what I'm
it's so
saying?
sweet it just sticks to your head on one listen.
You know what I'm saying? Just that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think.
I agree. The quotables, he's smoking Kendrick like that.
And I feel like that's a lot of where J. Cole, like, you could tell he was under his wing, you know what I'm saying? Because like J. Cole's really good, like, with the quotables.
He does try to walk
being
that
a
line
lyricist
of
that he is,
of being a simple lyricist, like direct lyricist. I agree with that. So I think we should close with this because I feel like we kind of tiptoed around these conversations. I'll close with this, because to me Kendrick hasn't done enough yet to surpass Hove. I still think there's a pretty measurable gap there. I would have to see more from Kendrick. It's hard to compare these two too because they're just two totally different artists when it comes to space.
Like I was thinking too, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really like all preference. You know what I'm saying? It's all preference. Obviously, it's all opinions. You feel me? Nobody right or wrong. To me, how I look at it, it's like, I see it as, do you enjoy listening to the struggling loser grow up and becoming one of the greatest off words, or do you like listening to the drug dealer gangster come up off his words,
the hustler rags to riches story? Yeah.
So it's like, it's all preference, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. So where would you, not to be funny, but I genuinely just want to know, you don't have to be long-winded with it, but kind of, where is Kendrick on your all-time list roughly? Like, if you had to put a number range to it that you think is fair.
Just play it safe. You know, obviously I can't think of every rapper right now. At one time I'm gonna say top 15.
Okay.
Definitely top 15. And the only reason why he is not breaking that top 10 only because, like, I know a lot of my favorite artists just got a lot of bodies of work that I do like, and I already consider them one of the greatest. So, me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you are throwing out a lot of projects out there, I'm going to expect you to miss a few. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You shooting, I don't expect you to hit your target every time. But if you put out a good majority of the bodies of work, like, if a good majority of your body of work is good or above, then I can put you in my top 10. Most of the artists that's in my top 10 got that. So.
See, well, I strongly disagree with that. I will say I get your point because I know how you view some of those Kendrick albums.
On top of the fact, there's more factors than just the album. You know
right, for sure.
Features.
But I'll say this to your point again. While I'll disagree with that, obviously, by the claims I made about his album artistry, but I always say this: like, if you are gonna be that person that drops an album every 2, 3, 5 years, that shit has to count, or else it's a real
I'm not
thing
saying
on your
the
resume.
don't count, but what I'm saying is,
I'm
not gonna expect you to every single time to give me the greatest shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody human. You know what I'm saying? So maybe what you thought was it, just not it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's fair. All right, well, thank y'all for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below who you got. You got Jay-Z or Kendrick? Who is your GOAT? Where are they at all time? If you got something else, you let me know in the comments below. We appreciate y'all for tapping into the Rap Cave podcast. I'm Chris Platte, a.k.a. Platte Pods, with my boy Birrrdie. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.